Hi travel buddies, the sound and the pictures in this video do not match up, okay? I apologize. I tried my best editing it and I messed something up and it's all wrong. So if you're interested in the topic of what 14 black women from the US and Canada have to say about dating as they travel worldwide, stay tuned, but bear with me. If you're not interested enough in the subject to sit through a video with janky sound, it's okay. You can skip it. You won't hurt my feelings. I'll see you next time. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Stephanie Perry, and I am the creator of House Sitter School. I help black women take time off of work to travel on a budget. Please take a second to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell, and you'll be notified when I post a new video. Welcome. Okay, not too long ago, my good sis, my collaboration buddy, Rashida Dow from sheetasontheloose.com, and I sat down and interviewed 12 other black women who had taken a career break to travel. And we, of course, talked to each and every one of them about dating while they traveled long term. So sit back, relax, and let's see what they have to say, the good and the bad, about dating while they traveled abroad.
Past travels, I dated, whatever, but during this journey, that was the farthest thing from my mind. I don't know what it was. I was just focused on me, my journey, whatever. So I didn't actually meet someone that I was interested in until I was in Ghana. And that was something that just happened. We just became friends and it became more. And it was a little thing. But the whole time I knew it wasn't going to be serious because I had more traveling to do. So outside of him, I'm just hanging out, doing my thing. I meet people, but I don't go in it with I could be very flirtatious. But right now, not so much. I just like go and talk and have a good time. Then I go home. I go to my room or wherever I stay. It's not going down like that. And Jamaica is a whole different ball game. If you say hi, they're what do I want to say?
They're going to marry you in a week.
Possessive, yes. They will
yes.
stick by you the entire night. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so Ghana, you felt like there was a little bit of a connection. I mean, you talked about
there
you
definitely
knew
was.
Yeah. Good.
She said, "Put some respect on his name."
No,
sorry, ma'am.
I think everybody who follows me on Facebook wanted to know how that story ended.
Okay, so is it okay if we talk about dating? I don't think
Sure,
you have a problem with it. Okay.
I sure don't.
So you told us that you're in Johannesburg because of a man had because you were going to go there and be with him. And we know how men generally ruin your plans, but this man actually helped make your plans better. Yeah, generally. But he actually helped actually form a plan for you. So what is dating like? I know you just moved there, but you've been there a lot. So what is dating like specifically in Johannesburg, especially as an African-American woman?
I've only been here not that long, so I really don't know. And I'm technically dating someone, but they're not here. So I'm not checking out the scene in this area. Although I will say, I've been out in public and I've noticed men, just that I was in the store the other day and some man followed me so closely. I asked him, I said, "Are you security?" He's like, No, I'm just a regular guy. How are you? And I was like, okay, thank you, but no, thank you. So they seem, friendly, like they want to talk. So that's good. I think for anyone that's looking to meet someone, this is probably a good place to come.
I Tindered in Johannesburg when I was there, maybe, I don't know, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and I had to delete the app. I deleted the app from my phone.
Well,
Too much.
Before I travel, I was gonna say what I normally do before I travel somewhere is I had Tinder Go. So I would set up my location before I arrived, plan dates. I'd have a whole week planned a date. So I got tired of this one, boom, 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 go out with this one, whatever. I did it. Dubai, I was like, yes. So
I actually learned that from you online. I saw you post about it and I was like, brilliant.
Yes. Yes.
I have not personally had a lot Tinder and internationally. I think I've been on like 1 or 2 dates, but didn't really, whatever. But we in this space, we end up talking about dating a lot. So what have your experiences been like as you travel and date?
I've had a lot of good experiences with guys, the times that I've been out. The only worst experience I've had with dating internationally was I met a guy. It's so funny to me. I met a guy in Dubai, and this was last year. And on the first date, he was convinced by God that he and I were supposed to be together, that we were supposed to. I was like, dude, I just met you today. I don't want anything from you. Just, can we just go get some chicken and just be done with this? Whatever. It's to the point where I had some errands to run. And I told him, I said, hey, if you don't mind running these errands with me, feel free to come along. You're welcome. He said, fine. He's probably the first person I have probably ever wanted to push out of a car. I was just so irritated. I couldn't wait till that date was over. Just, and he was cute too, but no.
You said about dating in Dubai, did you ever end up dating someone who was from there, or have they only been tourists or?
Most of the people in Dubai, I think you probably know this already, 85% of them are expats. So
yeah,
I went out with a Turkish guy, Nigerian guy, Cameroonian guy, and somebody else. They were just from a variety of different places. No one that was actually from there.
Okay, and I asked because I trip, and I don't think I ever, in that entire probably week and a half I was there, I don't think I met anyone who was actually from the UAE. Like everyone was from somewhere else. And so I wondered if you were able to, because you've been there so many times, you probably have more connections, if you ever actually like broke through that barrier.
Although I have friends that live there that dated people that were actually from there, but it's very rare.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Do you think there's like a 90-day fiance thing happening nowadays? Is it harder to date when you're traveling now because people know that the tourist visa is real, or the fiance visa is real?
No, people have been knowing about that forever. That's like so common. It's the green card thing. Some of the situations are real, some are not. So, but they've been knowing for years.
Okay, that's why I deleted in South Africa, because I felt like everybody just wants me for my citizenship.
Well, you know what? No, go ahead.
It was like, I meet you at a restaurant, where I'm minding my business. I give you my contact information. By the time I get back to my hotel or my hostel, the messages are like flooding in. You're everything I've ever wanted, baby. I just can't believe. I'm like, dude, you don't even know my real name.
Yes. Right. Well, that's an interesting thing to talk about, because I will say, for me personally, especially somebody that's in these international streets, I tell people, if I'm talking to guys online and your fascination with America becomes greater than our regular conversation, I'm done. I'm done, because to me, that's telling me, getting
outside a coffee shop, and this guy, because I was looking at my phone waiting for my Uber, this guy walks up and he was like, "Are you lost? Where are you trying to go?" And I was like, "Well, no, I'm actually waiting for my Uber. They're going to take me over there so I can see the baths." And he's like, "You don't want to go see those baths." I'm sorry, I don't know you. How do you know what I don't want to do? He's like, "No, you don't want to go see those. I'll take you to go see something else." I'm sorry, you're going to take me where now? What? He literally talked to me like a tour guide, got into my Uber with me, directed the guy on a different route, and then I was spending the day with him, apparently. And then we kind of kept hanging out the rest of the time that I was there. It was bizarre, but fun.
Good. So you got a little local tour guide?
Yeah.
And a date?
Yeah. He's a very attractive man.
And you did not get kidnapped, which would have been my assumption the minute a guy hopped in the car with me, like, oh, this is how it happens. But you were okay.
Yes. So it's like, all right, you guys are speaking in your language together, but I didn't feel not safe. Like, I couldn't have been. I was kind of somewhere in the middle with how I felt. I was like, I don't feel like I'm going to get attacked, but I also don't know where I'm going. That's weird.
Okay.
but fun. It ended up being really fun.
That's cool.
We haven't had a lot of success asking women about dating while they've been traveling. So you're one of our few success stories. Good experiences. Yeah.
So I stayed 2 weeks there and loved it. Had a beautiful time. Found a nail shop where I got the best mani-pedi I've ever had in my life. Dated my man friend for the week. You know, ate really well. Was just so comfortable and relaxed in Georgia, of all places.
Traveling. And if you have, tell us. What, that
Stephanie,
face?
You gotta lean in. Stephanie, you ain't gotta lean in.
I want to hear.
Come on.
Well, if you
Yes.
I am a very sexual lady.
Yeah.
And so I was trying to get mine on the road.
All right now.
And it's just like, it's been difficult in Asia. I wasn't really trying in Europe when I was over there or whatever. But a lot of the men that come here, first of all, are, and I can't believe I'm going to say this because all God's creations are wonderful, but they are hideous. And that's why they're selling. They're hideous. And they just happen to have like a little bit of privilege coming from whatever home countries. And so, and I'm not going to knock the hustle, but these Asian chicks get with them.
Yeah.
It's whatever, but that's not my situation. So, especially in Chiang Mai, and I met some huggers, and it was just like, go get swaddled by your actual mother. Like, I'm not here to swaddle you. We're getting sweaty, and I'm taking a shower and going home. Like, I don't get like literal huggers. So I think someone was actually.
You're talking about actual hug. You lose me. Like, you seriously lost me. You're mad because he's hugging you, Wanda.
Take it out. What are you doing? Take it out.
Sorry, did you say take it out?
Yes.
So you're just looking for wham bam, thank you, ma'am. But
well, you know, not necessarily, but my vibrator broke on the road, and we could talk about that as well. Like, China is right there. All of them come from there, but if you know what I'm saying. I'm like, it just gets stuck up in there, and I need help to get it out. And so,
Wanda, I'm gonna try to corral you just a little bit.
I love it.
So it's
no,
not
it's real.
Bam,
It's real,
ma'am, but it's just like, I need a penis, and you're here, and that's what people do, right?
So in your group, just yesterday, I think we had a quick conversation. Wanda has a Facebook group called Black Women Digital Nomad Entrepreneurs, which I'm a member of, and I would recommend joining the group if you are a Black woman digital nomad entrepreneur, or if you want to be. But in the group yesterday, we had a conversation about women saying that they're not getting attention from men, but you're not having the problem getting attention from men. You're just having a problem getting.
No, because again, like, I'm just a regular ass. I'm not light skinned. I'm not dark skinned. I'm just like middle of the road Black woman. And a lot of the men that come to Asia are looking for Asian women.
Yes.
And then a lot of the dudes, the Black men that come here, you know, they be on there, whatever. They're not necessarily looking for a Black woman either. No. They're open to whatever. Mm-hmm. And some like won't even look at you. So it's not that I couldn't get attention. Wait, what is it? It's not that I was getting attention. It's that the ones that I was able to get attention from.
The Germans, right? It's the Germans and the Dutch.
It wasn't Germans. A couple dudes from Israel. We was on a date and he's tried to get into Palestine.
What? Okay.
He's trying to debate Israel versus Palestine on the date.
Oh.
Okay. What about, you said you were going to make Malaysian friends. Can you make Malaysian penis friends or not?
Girl, Muslim country, no. They will stare. Yeah. So this is also what happened in Malaysia. Like my first night here, I was on the Strip in Penang, which is funny because it's tiny, but because the sun isn't out. It's still hot, but the sun isn't out. And an Indian dude was like, how much? And I was like, for your mother? Like, how much for what? Who are you talking to? I have a selfie stick. What makes you think I'm not making eye contact? I feel like people who are in that business.
There's
a certain solicit.
Yes.
I'm looking at you. First of all, ew. First of all, super ew. You're somebody's uncle. You probably somebody's daddy. You look gross. So there's Indians, Chinese, and Muslim Malay people.
Okay.
Ain't nobody trying to dish it out. And a lot of them are shorter than me. It's like you can't even climb this tree, let alone shake it. And then there's the Nigerians and
did you try dating on the road?
So I honestly going into it really didn't think about it at all. And I remember one of my good friends was like, did you pack condoms? And I was like, what? Like, it didn't even occur to me. And then while I was there, like, just like I said, I was more social than I normally would be. And so I was just meeting people out, both locals and other tourists. And so it sort of happened organically. So yes, I did date while I was on the road, but that wasn't ever like really a part of my thought process. It just kind of happened.
But it happened, so yay, because
it happened.
You know, you once again might be an outlier for our research. Okay, so when the dating happens, did it happen more with locals or with foreigners?
Mostly with foreigners.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where were most of these foreigners from? Was there any one place where you ended up attracting a lot of people from that country?
No, definitely wasn't one country. There was actually not even one region. Like, you know, there were people from all over the world.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it was more like, oh, we're vibing. Like, we're hanging out with this group. Let's, you know, do something by ourselves. That sort of thing.
That's
Why,
awesome.
Sheeta, did you find, Sheeta, that you were getting attention from somebody from one particular region?
I feel like we've had this talk and, you know, I wasn't getting any attention. So, like, there was nothing. I don't believe you. It's because I don't believe you. I went on one Tinder date because I am not traveled solo most of the time, didn't go out at night, and I'm not a hang out with groups of people person. So I didn't meet people. Mm-hmm. So this is the good advice you need to take from JC is like find people you can bond with. I was like, oh, it's after 6. It's time to sit in my apartment.
It's funny to say that because that's like the way that I am in Airbnb or, you know, and I would have my alone time where I could just like refresh myself because I couldn't do it all the time. And I went back and forth there. And so, yeah, when I was social, I met people. Go figure.
Okay.
Kind of take in the places. I'm a little more well-traveled now, so I may give it a try the next time. And then, like in Jamaica, you don't even have to do that because the men are holding your hands, walking you across the street. You're just treated like a queen in certain places anyway. But no dating.
This isn't specifically dating related, but another related question. Did you get lonely while you were traveling?
I got lonely one time in all that travel, and I remember the moment. So when I was in Casablanca, I don't remember the name of the restaurant. It was gorgeous, and there was so many people there linked up. So it was a group of people, and I had been on tour with them. But for some reason, I ended up at the table by myself, and it was the first time I was like, I'm alone. I'm by myself. There's no one here at my table. And I normally go out to eat by myself. I'm very comfortable. But that moment, I thought this is something you would really want to share with me. And it just was a loneliness that overcame me. And you know what I did? I took a picture of it. And then I had the waiter take a picture of me because I wanted to kind of remember that, you know, every moment of this experience is not going to be so favorable, but it's a blessing. So I captured that moment, and I still have that picture, and I look at it every now and then. And I don't know, but just
I tried dating in Honduras and Mexico, and I mean, I guess you could say I dated in Kuwait, but the person lived in an adjacent country, so I don't know if that counts. Mexico was easy. I wasn't successful, but it was like easy to get a date.
Honduras?
Not easy to get a date. I very much felt in Honduras that I needed to have blonde hair, blue eyes, and be many shades lighter to get any attention.
Did you feel like that in Honduras in general, or specifically when attempting to date?
Just when attempting to date. Okay. I didn't necessarily, because, you know, until I opened my mouth, a lot of times people assumed I was Honduran because the Garifuna population there, it's not unusual to see people who look like me. But when it came to dating, that's when I felt there was a definite issue.
Dating is ghetto worldwide. Worldwide. Around the globe.
Facts.
Like, I honestly had this in my head that, you know, I thought dating in like North America was a challenge because of, you know, like the media that we're exposed to and just like the ideologies of like that Tinder has created, that, you know, you have like this instant gratification and this abundance of options, so people don't take people seriously. So I thought that I'm on the other side of the planet now, and I'm going to be meeting people from Europe. I'm going to be meeting people from Asia. It's going to be very different. Where? Like, where are the different people? They don't exist. Okay, they just don't exist.
When people ask me, they're like, when people ask me, oh, how's the dating and such, I'm like, I mean, they're men. Like, men are men all over the world. It's the same. They're the same.
And if you date women, women are women. You know what I mean? Like, people, we're consuming the same media for the most part right now because so many things are sort of universal. And I feel like the fuckboys of all gender are just learning tips from each other. Like, they're just sharing information. Like, how much like Future can I be? It's sort of like a goal these days.
Honestly, I've come to the conclusion that I really do think Tinder has shifted the dating culture across the planet. I think that this whole swiping culture and just understanding that your next match and your next connection is just a swipe away, and oh, I don't like the way that this girl drew on her eyebrows in her third picture, next. Like, I think that there's just so many, it's just, you have the abundance of options and put the time and attention into these conversations that they should. And I think that that's a worldwide issue at this point. So like,
yeah, I mean, and I think that it's also can be harder as a traveler when your network is so much smaller, and you're also probably not running into as many people as you can easily communicate with as you would at home. So you've got, like, you only have so many resources. And we talked to someone the other day who uses Tinder as a way to sort of find tour guides in locations. And I was like, that's a great idea. Come in.
Tour guides?
Yeah.
I recommend it.
Like,
yes,
as a date. Yes. Go ahead. I've never done it. So go ahead.
Match on Tinder with someone who, if they're a traveler, they at least have been there for a few months, or if they're not a traveler, a local who can get you to the places that you want to go, right? Ask them to take you someplace that you wouldn't know about, and you get a free tour. A German guy actually did this to me in Hoi An. He matched with me and he was like, okay, well, you plan what I have all day. You plan what you want us to do. So I showed him how to rent a bike. I took him to the good beach, not the bad beach. I took him to the restaurant that I liked that was cheap, but really good food. And then after the end of the date, I'm like, that man is a genius. Germans, they're very advanced. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, he's a genius. I just gave him the greatest tour of Hoi An, and
and you probably never see him again. Yeah, never plan him again. Don't see him again. So that is our gift to you. If you're gonna Tinder effectively and with a goal in mind. When I was out there, I was Tindering in the idea of like, maybe my soulmate is somewhere on the other side of the world. But girl, that soulmate may never show up. So I just, at this point, if I get back on in another country, it's going to be for that reason. I want to see more, and this is someone who can help me. So people who are visiting aren't going to be that helpful. Also, I tend to hop on Tinder and then hop off for like a month. And so when I usually am in different countries, I'm like, oh, you were 3 countries ago. You can just delete you, because that's a long time ago.
That's fair. I do find another challenge with dating and Tindering and bumbling when you're abroad, especially if you're staying in vacation cities, is a lot of people are just passing through. So I've matched with a lot of really great people. One date that I went on, surprisingly, the guy was from Toronto. Hilarious. I'm from Toronto, by the way. We had a great night. You know, I took him. Actually, I just realized I kind of gave him a free tour, and I didn't get paid for that. But anyway, I took him on a tour, and it was great. But he had to leave the next morning. So I find that dating, similar with like friendships abroad, is kind of this like revolving door of arriving and departing connections, which can become very challenging, like mentally and emotionally. So I feel like you have to like prepare yourself for that as well if you're going to be dating abroad. And I wasn't expecting that. So.
Did you date at all for those 6 months while you were traveling?
I did. Nothing real. I did some, intro dates, but I was moving around, so how serious could it be? But I met a gentleman from Africa in Spain, and it was really cool because we spoke in Spanish the entire time. So that was just like, but yeah, I dated him a little bit. It was cool. I met people who weren't from there, and it was interesting to hear their stories. But no, I would say he's the one I dated. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. If you ended up back in the same place as him, would you date him again?
I would definitely reach out.
Okay. All right. I think so far this is our closest to a potential love connection that we've heard.
Our first success story.
so you know the stories haven't been that great. This is what we're calling a success.
I don't know if it would be a love connection, but I would say that it was successful, and it was quite different from my dating experience in the U.S. Okay. In the recent past, it was cool. It was real.
Like I remember when I was in England, there was this guy who he heard me say something, and he happens to be Italian, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, I just love the American accent." And I was like, "Really? This whole thing?" Like, no, I mean we're in England, like where they actually have a really cool accent. And he was like, "No, I really love your accent." And he was like, "I want to take you out for coffee." And I was just kind of like, okay. And so we ended up just right then and there going for coffee, impromptu, having great conversation. And when we were leaving, he walked me back to my train station, and he was just like, "I just want to give you a kiss." And I was like, okay. So I would have like these just fun moments, I would say, where you feel like you just have those sparks of connection. Or I don't know if he'll ever see this, but there was like this guy who worked at one of the hostels that I was last at in England. To talk to him more because he was just such a cool person. So like there were like things along that way where you would meet people and there would just be like some energy that was there.
You didn't have a schedule? You never wanted to just stay?
Oh, well, that was my last stop. So I actually did have to go, unfortunately. But I'm going back to England.
Okay, good.
The same hostel.
Nah, I mean, it was a really nice hostel. That was really nice.
All right, that's the tea. If you're interested in taking your own Eat, Pray, Love journey and you want to travel long term and see what Tinder's like all around the world, I want you to do it too. I host the Sabbatical Money 5-Day Challenge. I don't want money to be the reason that you don't live your travel dreams. During the Sabbatical Money Challenge, I will email you every day for 5 days about a new way to pay for your time off of work. No sugar daddy needed. The link to sign up for the challenge is in the description. It's vicarious.com/funemployment. Go ahead and click the link, enter your email address, sign up for the challenge, and then click the button in the confirmation email to confirm that you've signed up for the challenge, and we're good to go. please take a second to like this video if you like it, and share it with your friend who is convinced that dating abroad would be easier than dating at home. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to sign up for the Sabbatical Money 5-day challenge, and I will see you next time.